Study the following information carefully to answer the given questions. So this is a floor-based puzzle like we have seen. 7 persons, P, Q, R, S, T, U and V live on 7-floor building, right? There's a 7-floor building. The ground floor is numbered 1 and the topmost floor is numbered 7. Ground floor is number 1 and the topmost floor is numbered 7. So usual case, right? Number 1 is the ground floor, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? We'll take up the possibilities here. We may get 2, 3, 4 different possibilities. Like we have seen in circular arrangement, what you have to do is try out all the possibilities. Like if you're getting 2 or 3 possibilities, try all of them together and try to mark every statement in each one of the possibility. Somewhere or the other, you will find out which of these are wrong and the one which you are left out with can be taken as a correct answer. Okay. Now, their ages are 11, 13, 17, 26, 28, 40 to 59. So basically 7 different ages here, right? 11, 13, 17, 26, 28, 40 to 59, but not necessarily in the same order. So we have to arrange the persons on these floors and also find out their ages. Now, look at the first clue. The person who lives on 5th floor, his age is divisible by 7. The person who lives on 5th floor, his age is divisible by 7. Now, if you look at the ages that we have got here, the numbers are 11, 13, 17, 26, 28, 42 and 59. Now, the only numbers which are divisible by 7 here. Let me clear up the underline thing. There's some suggestion from Jits here who says try and solve it without underlining, because in the exam we don't have this luxury, which is actually a right point, right? You cannot underline in the exam this way, right? So you have to note down as in don't copy the question on paper and then underline, but you should be able to understand that which of the statements have been used, which have not been used. So basically we are looking at multiples of 7. He says the person who is on 5th floor, his age is divisible by 7. Now what are the numbers divisible by 7 here? 11, 13, 17, 26 are not divisible by 7. 28 is divisible, 42 is divisible and 59 is not divisible. So I think the only ages which are divisible by 7 are 28 and 42. 28 and 42. 7 into 4, 7 into 6. So the person who lives on 5th floor, his age is divisible by 7. So 5th floor guy's age is divisible by 7. So I can say it can either be 28 or 42. We are not sure what exactly is the age, but it will be 28 or 42, right? These are the possible values. Now P, who is 17 years old, lives on 4th floor. So straight information given to us that P is 17 years old and he lives on 4th floor. So I can say 4th floor guy is 17 years old and the name of the person is P, right? Name of the person is P. So let's mark that, right? P who's 17 years old, right? P 17. Then age of R is the sum of the ages of P and S. Now this again an important point. R's age is the sum of the ages of P and S. So I'll note it here, right? R is equal to P plus S. R is equal to P plus S. You see, R is equal to P plus S. And P already 17 is known to us, right? P 17. So instead of taking P plus S, I can say R is equal to 17 plus S. R is equal to 17 plus S. Right? R is equal to 17 plus S. By the way, let's understand that P and 17 have been marked already. Yeah? R is equal to 17 plus S. Let me read the other statements quickly and then we will try out all the possibilities. The number of persons between R and P is same as the number of persons between P and T. The number of persons between R and P is same as the number of persons between P and T. Useful information but cannot be used immediately. The difference between the age of S and U is 15. The difference between the age of S and U is 15. So what does it mean? S difference U is equal to 15. So S minus U or U minus S should be equal to 15. Then U lives on any even number floor above T. U lives on an even number floor above T. R lives on one of the floors above U. See, all these statements can be used only when you have got one of these persons, right? So U lives on an even numbered floor above T. R lives on one of the floors above U. S lives on an odd numbered floor. Q is elder than T but younger than V. Q is elder than T but younger than V. Then U is not living just above or just below Q. U is not living just above or just below Q. I think a lot of information given there. Let's first focus on these two statements. I think this will give us some idea. Now, what do we know? See, we have already got P's age as 17. If I have to do the marking here, we know that P is 17 years old. So we'll try to fix whatever we've got, right? P is 17 years old. Right? P is 17 years old. Now, what are the possible values of S? S can take 11, 13. It cannot take 17, right? 17 is already gone. S can take 11, 13, 26, 28, 42, 59. Right? So accordingly, we have to find out R's age. So possible values of S are, what are the possible values of S? 11, 13, 26, 28, 42, 59. In fact, 59 is not possible because if S is 59, R will be 17 plus 59, which means R will be more than 59, which does not exist at all in the numbers here. So S cannot be 59. Now, what will be the possible values of R? What are the possible values of R based on the possible values of S here? If S is equal to 11, see if S is 11, R will become 17 plus 11, 28. 28, which is a possible number here, right? 28 is available. So 28 can be taken. So 11 is possible for S. If S is equal to 13, R will be 13 plus 17. S is equal to 13, R will be 13 plus 17, 30. Do we have 30 in the values here? No, which means S cannot be 13. If S is equal to 26, R will be 17 plus 26. You see, S is equal to 26, meaning R will be 17 plus 26. What is 17 plus 26? 17 plus 26 is 43. Do we have 43 in the list of numbers here? No, which means S cannot be 26. If S is equal to 28, what will be the value of R? 17 plus 28. 17 plus 28 is 45. Do we have 45 in the list of numbers? No, 45 is also not available, which means S cannot be 28. Because when S is 28, R becomes 45, which is not possible. If S is equal to 42, the only option left out for S is 42 now. If S is equal to 42, R would be 42 plus 17. What is 42 plus 17? 59, which is there in the list. 59 is there in the list. So which means R can be 59. When S is equal to 42. So I think the overall conclusion is S can be 11 or 42. S can be 11 or 42. And based on that, R is going to be 28 or 59. Yeah. So if to just put it up in a simple format here, right? S and R. What happens? S can be 11 or 42. S can be 11 or 42. If S is 11, R will be 28. If S is 42, R will be 59. Right? R will be 59. Let me clear that mess now. I mean, I have very limited space here. So let me just clear it up from this so that we can try out the other things now. Now, try the second statement. It says S difference U should be equal to 15. See, we have already got two possible values of S. S can be 11 or 42. So accordingly, find out the possible values of U. Right? Let's say S is equal to 11. What are the two possible values of S? 11 or 42. If S is equal to 11, what do we get? 11 difference U is equal to 15. Which implies U will be equal to what? See, 11 difference U, right? It can be 11 minus U or U minus 11. So 11 minus U is 15, which implies U will be minus 4. Not possible. Right? Or U minus 11 is equal to 15, which means U will be equal to 15 plus 11, 26. Now, if you look at the numbers here, 26 is available, right? You can take 26. You cannot take minus 4, but you can take 26. When is 26 possible? When S is equal to 11, right? So if I make one more block here for U's age, what happens? U can be 26. When S is equal to 11, U will be 26. What's the other possibility? S can be 42. So 42 difference U is equal to 15. That will be the possible values of U. 42 minus U is 15. So U will be equal to 42 minus 15, 27. Which is not there in the list of values, right? So U cannot be 27 because 27 is not a valid age. U minus 42 is 15. So U will be equal to 42 plus 15. U will be equal to 42 plus 15, right? U is going to be 42 plus 15. What is 42 plus 15? 57. Is 57 there in the list of values? No. U cannot be 57. Yes or no? When S is being taken as 42, there are two possible values of U. U will either be 27 or 57. Right? 42 minus 15, 27, or 42 plus 15, 57. But both 27 and 57 is not there in the list. Which means we do not get any age of U when you take S as 42. So S cannot be 42. If S cannot be 42, R cannot be 28. So that is now it is definite that U will be 26, S will be 11, and R will be 28. Right? So S will be 11 years old, U will be 26 years old, and R is going to be 28 years old. See, explanation takes a little bit of time, but when you do it yourself, you have to do it really very quick. Yeah? We have found that if S is taken as 42, we don't get a valid age for U. So that is the reason that possibility is ruled out. So the only possible numbers are S11, U26, R28. So S11, U26, R28. Now left out are Q, T and V. Q, T and V. We'll try to find out. So once the ages are fixed, we can do the arrangement properly, right? Arrangement easily. So I think we have done this analysis, right? Let me just find out what else can be used. I think we are left out with the ages of Q, T and V. And in the numbers, 17, 28, 11 and 26 are gone. 17 is gone, 26 is gone, 11 is gone, and 28 is also gone. So left out numbers are 42, 59 and 13. Now look at this statement. This statement here says Q is elder than T but younger than V. Right? Q is elder than T but younger than V. What does it mean? Q is elder than T but younger than V, which means Q is greater than T but less than V. Yes or no? Q is elder than T. Q is elder than T but younger than V. Q is less than V. And these are the only three persons left out. Q, T and V. Q, T and V. I know that the order of the ages should be T, Q, V. T will take the smallest value, next Q, and V will take the largest value. So clearly out of the numbers that we have, 13, 42 and 59, which is largest? 59 is largest. So can I say V will be 59 years old? Yes. T is the smallest value. T will take the smallest value. So left out values are 13 and 42 and 59, in which smallest is T, in which smallest is 13. So T will take 13 and Q will be 42. You understand? With respect to this condition, we can find out the ages of T, Q and V. 13, 42 and 59. So 13 is less than 42, 42 is less than 59. So T will be 13, V is 59 and Q is 42. So I think ages are mapped already, right? Ages are mapped. P is 17 years old, Q is 42 years old, R is 28 years old, S is 11 years old, T is 13 years old, U is 26 years old and V is 59 years old. Now that the drama with respect to ages is done, let's focus on the arrangement. Right now we'll only focus on the statements which are going to give us arrangement, right? So I'm just clearing it up so that we can try out the possibilities clearly, right? Okay, so ages are all done. Let me now focus on the arrangement, right? So far we have been able to mark only P on 17th floor, right? P on 17th floor. Let's now just do the possibilities. So I think we can start with two possibilities. See, we know that fifth floor person will either be 28 years old or 42 years old. 28 years old is R, 42 years old is Q. So we can take two possibilities, R with 28 or Q with 42 on fifth floor. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. I mean, if you want to break up here itself, you can take the two possibilities. Yeah, so I think that's the way we do it. Let's do it that way. So what I'll do is, floor numbers are anyway fixed. This is one possibility, what we have done here. The other possibility is this. Yeah, so suppose it is 28 here, it should be 42 here. I mean, there are two possibilities, right? Either fifth floor can take 28 years old guy or it can take 42 years old guy. So I'm taking 28 in one case, 42 in the other case. Who is 28 years old? R. So this would be R. Who's 42 years old? 42 years old. This would be Q. You're getting it? So I'll just rewrite that so that it looks a little neat. You don't have to do this in there, right? R28 in first case, Q42 in the second case. R28, Q42. Okay? I mean, you don't have to worry about neatness in the exam. Here, for the sake of explanation, I'm just trying to do it a little neatly so that you don't find it clumsy. Right? Now, read the other statements. So what other statements can be helpful? I think this we have used, right? The person who lives on fifth floor, his age is divisible by 7. So we have taken both the possible cases. P, who is 17 years old, is on the fourth floor. This is done. Age of R is the sum of ages of P and S. We have used this statement. So anything that has been used, just skip it and move to the next point. Now this is important. Number of persons between R and P is same as number of persons between P and T. Number of persons between R and P is same as number of persons between P and T. So what does he say? See, if you observe, if you try and analyze this, the number of persons between R and P, the number of persons from R to P should be same as the number of persons from P to T. This is possible only, this clearly indicates that P is between R and T. This clearly indicates that P should be between R and T. Which means in a floor-based puzzle, either R or P is above, either R or T is above P and the other person is below P. P will come in the middle of R and P. You're able to follow? He says that the number of persons who are between R and P is equal to the number of persons who are between P and T. It is possible if and only if P is exactly between R and T. P should be exactly between R and T. Only then it is possible. Only then it is possible. So if I look at case 1, you see how many persons are there between R and P here? 0. P is on 4th floor. Acha, by the way, P is on 4th floor. This is fixed, right? I have to copy this in the second case also. I forgot. This is case number 1. This is case number 2. Right? Whatever is definite has to be put everywhere. Right? So P is on 7th floor. P 17 years old on the 4th floor is fixed for both the cases. So if I look at case 1, what do I find? The number of persons between R and P is 0 here. So number of persons between P and T should also be 0. So T will come on the 3rd floor. T will come on the 3rd floor. Right? And T's age we know is 13 years. So that also is fixed. I cannot do that for case 2 because R's position is not known to us. R's position is not known to us. But what do we know? P is exactly between R and T. You see, P is exactly between R and T. So here, if R comes on 6th floor, T will come on 2nd floor. If R comes on 7th floor, T will come on 1st floor. Right? Only then P will be exactly in between. Okay. The difference, this point has been used, right? Difference of S and U is 15. U lives on any even numbered floor above T. Now, I mean, I think we are able to complete case 1 here with respect to so many points, right? He says U lives on even number floor above T. So above T, the only even number floor which is available now is 6th floor, right? U lives above T. Above T, the only even number floor. 4th floor is blocked by P. Only 6th floor is available. So we should go for U. And U is on 26th floor. So you can see that the first case is getting complete to a larger extent, but second case is still pending, right? A lot of points are pending. So we will continue. Maybe it so happens sometimes, if you are lucky, first one will come out to be correct. You can mark all the points there. In that case, you are done. Obviously, second one will have to be wrong in that case. But going forward, if you find that first case is wrong, then you will have to do the case 2 completely. Okay, so it's all about doing it very quick. Quickly finish either case 1. If everything satisfies, that's the right answer. If case 1 goes wrong, then you'll have to focus on case 2. Now, look at the next point. R lives on one of the floors above you. R lives above you. You see, R, now this point violates case number 1. Case number 1 is wrong. Clearly, case number 1 is wrong because we know that R lives above you. Here we have got R below you, right? R is below you. According to case 1, R is below you, but the data says that R lives above you. So case number 1 is wrong. So now focus on case 2 where we have been able to mark only P and Q so far. Yeah. So what point can be used? S lives on an odd numbered floor. S lives on an odd number floor. 1st floor, 3rd floor, 7th floor, all are available. This point is with respect to H's we have already used. U is not above or below Q. U is not above or below Q. See, try and understand. I think we will use this point. He says R lives on one of the floors above you. R lives on one of the floors above you. So if it is U here, R should come above you. Immediately above, 1 floor above, 2 floor above, 3 floor above, that is not known to us, but R will be above you. R will be above you. One more point that we know here is that U does not live just above or just below Q, which means U cannot be a neighbor of Q. U cannot be a neighbor of Q. U cannot come above or below Q. U cannot come above or below Q, which means U cannot come on 6th floor. See, Q is on 5th floor, so U cannot come on 4th floor or 6th floor. 4th floor anyway is blocked by P, so I can now conclude that U cannot come on 6th floor. Right? I'm trying to find out where can U come. U cannot come on 6th floor because U is not a neighbor of Q. Also, we know that U cannot come on 7th floor. How do we say that? If you take U on 7th floor, R will have to come above U. So R has to go on 8th floor, which is not available at all. 8th floor or 9th floor, which is not available at all. So U cannot come on 6th floor or 7th floor. Right? So you can come on 3rd floor or 2nd floor or 1st floor. 3 possibilities. Let's see what else can be done. What other point do we have? One more point that we know is U lives on any even number floor above T. U lives on any even number floor. One more point we know is U has to come on an even number floor. Done. I think we now know the floor of U. U lives on an even number floor. U has to live on an even number floor, right? Now see, there are 3 possible positions for U. 1, 2 or 3. The only even value here is floor number 2. So I can fix that U comes on 2nd floor. Yes or no? We have already eliminated 6th floor and 7th floor for U. 4th and 5th are blocked by P and Q. Out of 1, 2, 3, the only even value is 2. So U lives on even number floor. Hence U comes on 2nd floor. And U's age we know is 26. Now, okay, now what else do we know? R has to come above U. See, R has to come above U. R can come on 3rd floor, or it can come on 6th floor, or it can come on 7th floor. All 3 are possible. What else do we know? S lives as an odd number floor. Odd number floor 1, 3, 7 all are available. U lives on an even number floor above T. Also we know that U lives above T. I think I was looking for this point, right? U lives on an even number floor, that is fine. But U lives above T. right? So if U lives above T, the only choice for T is the bottommost floor. So T comes at the bottommost floor, and T's age we know is 13 years. T's age we know is 13 years. Remember, we also knew in one of the earlier points that P is exactly between R and T. P has to come exactly between R and T, right? P has to come exactly between. See, how did we fix T here? Because we know that U lives above T. So if U lives above T, the only possible position for T is first floor. T comes on first floor. We also know that P comes exactly between R and T. So T is on first floor, P is on fourth floor. So R has to come on seventh floor. R has to come on seventh floor. So between R and P, there are two persons, fifth floor and sixth floor. Between P and T also, there are two persons, second floor and third floor. That's what was the point, right? The number of persons between R and P is same as the number of persons between P and T. So that's how we fix R. R, you know, is 28 years old. Now I think only two persons are left out who will come on sixth floor and seventh floor. We know that S lives on an odd numbered floor. So can S come on sixth floor? S cannot come on sixth floor. S has to come on third floor only because S lives on an odd numbered floor. And S age is 11 years. We have already found that. So left out person will come on sixth floor. So P, Q, R, S, T, U are done. V will come on sixth floor. And what is V's age? By the way, V's age is 59 years. That's the final answer. Second case is correct. You're able to follow. So like we have discussed in the past, right? Like we have done in the earlier questions also. What you have to do is fix whatever points are known to you and then try to read in between the lines and fix the gaps. Right? So I think final arrangement from bottom to top will be T, U, S, P, Q, V, R. Ages are 13, 26, 11, 17, 42, 59, 28. And once you have done the arrangement, you can answer the questions very easily. Right? Do not go by the length of the explanation. If you think explanation is lengthy, it does not mean that it will take the same amount of time in the exam, right? I am explaining very clearly. I'm explaining it to you. I'm not solving it for myself. Explanation obviously takes time. When you do it yourself, you will be able to save a lot of time, right? You don't read out all the statements and you can just do the verification very quickly. And now that we have done the arrangement, we can answer the questions very quickly, right? So look at the questions. Who among the following lives on 7th floor? Who is on 7th floor? 7th floor is R. R is the answer, right? Next question. Who is 42 years old? Who is 42 years old? 42 years old is Q. So 42 years old Q, right? Next question. Which of the following does not belong to the group? Which of the following does not belong to the group? So R, V, Q, S, T. R, V, Q, S, T. We have to find out the odd one. R, V, Q, S, T. So which of the following does not belong to the group? R, V, Q, S, T. So which is the odd one? Try to look at their values. R is 28. R is 28, 7th floor. V is 59, 6th floor. Q is 42, 5th floor. S is 11 and 3rd floor, 11 years and 3rd floor. T is 13 years old and 1st floor. I think the odd one is V. Why is odd one V? Because R, Q, S and T all are on odd numbered floors. You see 1, 3, 5, 7 except V. V is on an even numbered floor. I don't think there is anything with respect to their ages, right? 2 even numbers, 3 odd numbers, right? 3 prime numbers, 2 composite numbers. So with respect to ages, nothing can be done. With respect to floors, very clearly, V is the only guy who's on even numbered floor. Remaining guys are on odd numbered floors, right? 7, 5, 3, 1. So V is the odd one. So V does not belong to this group. V does not belong to the group. Which of the following is true regarding P? What is true regarding P? So I think we'll have to go back to the arrangement and check. P is between Q and S. P is below S. Only 2 persons between P and V and so on. So P is between Q and S. Check that. Is P between Q and S? Is P between Q and S? Yes. You see P is exactly between Q and S. P is between Q and S, right? So first option is correct. That's it. And first option is correct. Other options cannot be right? I mean, there is no combination of option 1 with any other option. So we can say that others are wrong, right? P lives between Q and S is correct. Right? Yeah, I think we can just mark option 1 as the answer. Go to the next question. How many persons are older than V? How many persons are older than V? What is V's age? V's age is 59. I think V is the oldest guy, right? There's no one who can be older than 59 here. So how many persons are older than V? Nobody is older than V. Nobody is older than V. None. How many persons are older than V? Nobody is older than V. Done. So answering 5 questions would not take any time. It's like cakewalk. All you have to do very quickly and carefully is the